On the morning of March the 27th, 2026, a group of Iranian hackers published a collection of personal photographs of the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Kash Patel, smoking cigars. Kash Patel, riding in a convertible with Cuban plates. Kash Patel, taking a mirror selfie with a bottle of rum. Alongside the photos, 300 emails from his personal Gmail account, flight receipts, hotel bookings, tax conversations, and a copy of his resume. The hackers didn't just publish the material, they published a message. The so-called impenetrable systems of the FBI were brought to their knees within hours by our team. But this wasn't a random attack by anonymous hackers. This was a calculated act of retaliation by a group the United States government has formally identified as a front for the Iranian Ministry of Intelligence. A group that, in the preceding 3 weeks alone, had wiped over 200,000 computers at an American medical technology company, broadcast Arabic threats through the speakers of Israeli kindergartens, and launched a public bounty program offering $50,000 for the personal details of Mossad officers. And the FBI's response to all of this? They'd seized the group's websites and offered $10 million for information on its members. The hackers responded by hacking the FBI director personally. This is the story of Handala, the most aggressive hacking group operating in the world right now, and the escalating cyber war between Iran and the United States that nobody is paying enough attention to. The name Handala comes from a cartoon. In 1969, a Palestinian political cartoonist named Naji al-Ali drew a 10-year-old barefoot boy seen from behind, hands clasped, watching the world with silent defiance. The character became one of the most recognized symbols of Palestinian identity in the Arab world. Al-Ali was assassinated in London in 1987. The cartoon survived him. In December 2023, 2 months after the October the 7th attacks, a new hacking group appeared on Telegram, cybercrime forums, and the dark web. They adopted the cartoon boy as their logo. They called themselves the Handala Hack Team. They announced they were pro-Palestinian vigilantes conducting cyber operations against Israel. That is what they said they were. What they actually are is something different entirely. According to the FBI, the Department of Justice, Checkpoint Research, and multiple Western intelligence assessments, Handala is not a grassroots hacktivist collective. It is a front for a unit inside Iran's Ministry of Intelligence and Security, specifically a cyber unit known as Banished Kitten, also tracked as Void Manticore and Stormo 842. The same unit previously operated under 2 other names: Homeland Justice, which attacked Albanian government systems in 2022, and Karma Below, which targeted Israeli infrastructure. When those brands became too well known, they retired them. Handala replaced both. The unit operated under the supervision of a man named Sayed Yahya Hosseini Panjaki. Remember that name. The group's annual operating budget, according to security researchers, is approximately $7.7 million. Not a fortune by nation-state standards, but enough to maintain infrastructure, recruit operatives, purchase initial access from criminal brokers, and sustain campaigns across dozens of targets simultaneously. Between February 2024 and February 2025, a single 12-month period, researchers documented at least 85 separate attacks attributed to Handala, and that was before things escalated. Here's where you need to understand the pattern, because Handala doesn't just hack systems. Handala hacks systems, steals data, publishes it, and then uses the publication as a weapon of psychological warfare. Every operation serves 2 purposes: intelligence collection and public humiliation. The hack is the means, the leak is the weapon. In September 2024, Handala claimed to have breached the Sorek Nuclear Research Center in Israel and stolen 197 gigabytes of classified nuclear project data. They published the names of scientists working on the facility's particle accelerator. Israel's National Cyber Directorate assessed the attack as primarily psychological warfare, but the names were real. In October 2024, they hacked the Shin Bet, Israel's internal security service, and claimed to have stolen confidential information on 30,000 officers. The following month, they published 110,000 emails from former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, 60,000 emails from a former chief of staff of the Israeli Defense Forces, and photographs allegedly taken from the phones of senior officials, including one of politician Benny Gantz, topless in bed. In January 2026, they hacked the public address systems at more than 20 kindergartens across Israel. Air raid sirens blared through the speakers. Arabic messages played. Children were terrified. Parents were furious. The group posted about it on Telegram within hours. And then, on the 28th of February 2026, the United States and Israel launched Operation Epic Fury, a coordinated military strike against Iranian targets. And everything changed. Within days of the strikes, Handala announced it was expanding its targeting beyond Israel to include the United States directly. They launched a website called Red Wanted, a public bounty platform offering up to $50,000 for the personal information of high-value intelligence targets, including Mossad Signals intelligence officers. The site included names, photos, and instructions for submission. But the most significant attack came on March the 11th. Stryker Corporation is a Fortune 500 medical technology company headquartered in Michigan. They manufacture surgical equipment, joint replacements, and medical devices used in operating theaters in 79 countries. Annual revenue over $20 billion. On that morning, employees across every Stryker office in the world switched on their computers. Instead of a login screen, they saw a small, barefoot cartoon boy staring back at them. The Handala logo. Moments later, their devices went dark. Over 200,000 systems were remotely wiped, not through some sophisticated novel exploit, through Microsoft Intune, Stryker's own device management platform, which Handala had quietly gained access to months earlier. They used the company's own tools to destroy the company's own infrastructure. The attackers had been inside the network the entire time, waiting for the right moment. Security researchers called it the most operationally destructive cyber attack against an American company during the Iran War. A medical device company, a company whose products are inside people's bodies, crippled from within. The FBI moved fast. On March the 20th, they seized 4 domains connected to Handala and formally accused Iran's Ministry of Intelligence of operating the group. The State Department offered a $10 million reward for information leading to the identification of Handala's members. And here's a detail that most people missed. The United States didn't just respond in cyberspace. According to multiple reports, the opening phase of the military strikes on Iran killed Handala's operational leader, Sayed Yahya Hosseini Panjaki, the MOIS official who supervised the entire Banished Kitten unit. A second named figure, Mohammad Mehdi Farhadi Rahman, previously charged by the US in 2020 for state-sponsored hacking, was also reportedly killed. The United States killed the people who ran Handala, seized their infrastructure, put a $10 million bounty on anyone left. And Handala's response? They hacked the FBI director's personal email. On March the 27th, 1 week after the domain seizures, Handala posted on their Telegram channel, "The FBI shouldn't have started a confrontation and conflict with us." They announced they would soon release evidence of the biggest security breach of the past decade. Then they published the material from Kash Patel's Gmail, 300 emails dating from 2010 to 2022, personal photographs, travel receipts, family correspondence, tax documents. His resume, including his personal email address, which researchers confirmed matched an address found in previous data breaches. The FBI confirmed the hack. The FBI is aware of malicious actors targeting Director Patel's personal email information, a spokesperson said. The information in question is historical in nature and involves no government information. But here's what makes this worse. This wasn't the first time. In late 2024, before Patel was even confirmed as FBI director, he was informed that Iranian hackers had already accessed some of his personal communications. That earlier hack was part of a broader campaign targeting incoming Trump administration officials, including the Deputy Attorney General and Donald Trump Jr., the same adversary, twice. Intelligence analysts believe Iran hacked Patel's Gmail months before the war began and sat on the material, holding it in reserve for exactly this kind of moment. When the FBI came after Handala, they already had the ammunition to hit back. As one threat intelligence researcher put it, Iranian actors sit on all kinds of odds and ends for a rainy day. So where does this leave us? Handala's leader is dead. Their websites have been seized. There's a $10 million bounty on their members, and they're still operating, still posting, still threatening. Their Telegram was deleted briefly, then they came back. They claimed new attacks on Hebrew University. They published threats against Israeli intelligence officials. They sent death threats to Iranian-American and Iranian-Canadian influencers, claiming to have leaked their home addresses to physical operatives. According to Palo Alto Network's Unit 42, at least 60 separate hacktivist groups are now active in the Iran cyber conflict as of March 2026. Handala is the most prominent. But they're not alone. Pro-Russian groups have joined the campaign. Hacktivist collectives are coordinating through the Electronic Operations Room, established on February the 28th, the day the strikes began. The cybersecurity firm Akamai has reported a 245% increase in cybercrime since the war started. Banking and financial institutions are absorbing 40% of all malicious traffic. Credential harvesting is up 45%. Automated reconnaissance has surged 70%. This is not a conflict happening in the shadows. This is an open, declared cyber war, running in parallel with the kinetic war, and it is escalating faster than most people realize. The Stryker attack proved that Handala can reach American companies with devastating effect. The Patel hack proved they can reach the most senior law enforcement official in the United States personally. The kindergarten attacks proved they'll target children to make a point. And the Red Wanted Bounty site proved they're willing to crowdsource physical violence against intelligence officers. A $10 million bounty didn't stop them. Killing their leader didn't stop them. Seizing their infrastructure didn't stop them. The group is designed to survive exactly these kinds of disruptions. MOS cyber units operate with institutional continuity. They reconstitute within days. And according to every assessment published in the last month, they're operating with heightened aggression, not less, in the wake of their losses. The FBI director's hacked emails contained no classified information. That much is confirmed. But what hasn't been released, what Handala claims to still be holding, is unknown. They promised the biggest security breach of the past decade. That claim may be exaggeration. Handala has exaggerated before. But they've also delivered before. 200,000 wiped devices at Stryker say they're capable of following through. The Barefoot Cartoon Boy is still watching, and he isn't going anywhere.